Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot, and if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for being here, and I highly encourage you to have a look around the channel, watch some of the videos, and if you can catch a live chat, it's going to be very exciting. I have some amazing moderators who are very, very welcoming and a wonderful community, and we all help guide and assist one another because we're all teachers for each other on this journey. You're welcome here on the channel if you're a light worker, a star seed, a twin soul, if you're in a higher level, can't talk still, thanks Mercury retrograde, a higher level soulmate connection, hello TJ, and you are welcome here to apply, when I speak of the divine feminine, divine masculine, you're welcome to apply these terms. Sorry, that's a UPS truck on my street. You're welcome to apply those terms to your inner feminine, inner masculine, or to your counterpart, however you may identify that counterpart. Now, what I'm feeling in the collective, I've kind of noticed a trend among other readers as well, is a lot of people, December and January have been very challenging and felt very heavy physically and mentally and likely emotionally as well, maybe even spiritually for some people. So they've taken some heavy tolls on our psyche and on our sense of faith and hope on this journey. And I think a lot of people aren't watching readings at this time. So if you're in the live chat, first of all, welcome in and thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. Please do drop a like. That greatly, greatly helps the channel. It helps more people see the videos, and I would really appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel if you feel so called. But if you're in the live, please drop a note. I'll try to be present if I can, but if not, I can go back and review it after the video has aired. Please drop a like and let me know what you would like me to, what topics you would like to hear, because we have really dropped the label in the Twin Flame Collective. And I think a lot of people are feeling lost, confused, angry. There's a lot of anger that's come in on the tail of this full moon. It's kind of like we sailed through the full moon, and now that we're on the other side of it, there's a anger, insomnia, it's the sleeplessness, anxiety, like Nine of Swords energy, very heightened anxiety, and just this sense of doom and gloom, that's kind of pervasive right now. So I want to touch on that. And what I would like to do, let me just share that with you guys, is I would like to do energy updates, and that's really what I do. But let me know if you'd like me to focus more on the divine feminine, more on the divine masculine side, more on light worker starseed information, messages from your guides. What would you like me to focus on? And then I also wanted to let you guys know that we're launching our very next group coaching program in April 2022. I don't have the exact date yet, but we will be launching early bird sometime next month, February. And so if you're interested, you want to stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're subscribe to the channel and connected in that way, because not only will I be posting on the community tab written posts, but I'll also announce it likely over on Patreon. I'll announce it also on the videos, so you guys won't miss that. And the early bird will be a significant discount, so you definitely, if you're truly interested, that's where you'd want to sign up. And also, we are currently open and offering one-on-one. It's actually two-on-one. There's two of us. You get two teachers, two guides, two healers, two light workers, for the price of one. So what we're doing is we are creating a blueprint, an abundance blueprint, a blueprint for your twin flame journey, for your healing journey, for your unique individual journey. And we're assisting you with that. So you can check out those sessions. They're on the website. All of that is listed in the description box, as well as a link to my Patreon. Now, I am going to be dropping a brand new written Patreon post today. And it is going to talk about what is current, like the current energies in the collective post full moon, what is happening with this fall of the divine masculine that I just wrote about the other day on Patreon. What is happening with the fall of the divine masculine? How is this affecting the connection, and how are things shifting? Because I'm seeing it with my own two eyes in my coaching group that I have that's running right now. I have about 31 people in that group, and several people are in connection with their masculines now. Some of them weren't before. They came out of separation, and also the masculines are speaking their truth, and they're being very loving, very clear, and they're talking about the healing that they're doing. Guys, this is real. It's in real time and it's happening. So I want to share all of that with you guys. And I had a lot of insights last night. I've been waking up at ungodly hours, and really I've been one of those with insomnia. It's been kind of pure hell, honestly, to deal with, because then you can't function during the day and then you don't have energy. But I want to encourage you guys, take it easy, be kind to yourselves. And again, if you feel like you need additional support and you really want to jumpstart your healing journey, because it's a healing session and a coaching session all in one, guys. There's a reason why we have them. We've crafted the sessions exactly as we have. There's a reason for that. It's a fast track to inner union. It's a fast track to self-love. It's a fast track to abundance, to joy, several people who have had regular sessions with us have gotten significant raises at their jobs. Their twin has come back. Their twin has come into clearer communication with them, has been expressing their feelings. All of these things can happen for you, but sometimes we just need that additional support. Okay, so we're going to get started. Now, these were actually the cards that I pulled before the full moon, and then I got knocked on my ass with the full moon energy. So I just decided these energies are still very pervasive and very significant. So we're going to use the Work Your Light Oracle. We are going to use the Goddess Knowledge cards, and we're going to use the Syrian Starseed Tarot, and we're going to use the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle to find out where the twins are at. Just taking a moment to call in assistance and guidance from the higher realms and from my own team. And let's just blanket this reading with the healing from Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael. Just sealing this with a layer of protection. Guys, really guard your energy right now, okay? There's a lot of projection happening right now. A lot of projection, a lot of anger being projected and, coming out sideways. And I just want to remind you as I shuffle here, even anger has something to teach us, okay? Even anger has something to teach you. It has a lot to teach you, actually, about patience. Anger can teach you about where it is that you have maybe sacrificed yourself for the sake of someone else's happiness. Where it is that you haven't loved yourself, respected yourself, or honored yourself. Anger can tell you about blame and shame. And, ultimately, that the core and root of our anger is heartbreak, sadness, devastation, and pain. Significant pain. And on this journey, you're traumatized. You go through a lot of traumas. And it can be little traumas, small traumas, big traumas. And we don't often realize the significance of those events until after they happen. Or maybe we have multiple incidents, right? Especially if you're a twin soul with your counterpart. Okay, ooh, I'm very called to this card as well. Oh, interesting. This is, if you guys are familiar with King Arthur and the Excalibur sword, I was into fantasy and those kind of books and novels. I was an avid reader when I was younger, and King Arthur, I was enthralled by that whole storyline and the romance of just the whole entire story, and fighting for your love and fighting for what it is that you believe in, and kind of the underdog winning. So I do feel like this is the energy for the masculine right on top there, and this is the energy for the feminine. We have Celine, queen of the starlit heavens. So yeah, she is the goddess of the moon, the Greek goddess of the moon. And in Roman mythology, she is Luna, I believe. Luna and Celine. So she's the same goddess in different cultures. She is the totality of the moon with its waxing into fullness and waning into darkness. Celine fell in love with a mortal, Endymion. When she descended to the earth to join him, he fell into a deep sleep from which he never awoke. Celine continued to visit him nightly. In later Greek mythology, Celine represented the full moon, while Artemis represented the crescent or waxing moon, and Hecate the waning and dark moon. Hence, Celine is Phoebe, meaning bright, shining, right? So feminine, this is your year to shine. This is your year to come out of hiding, come out of, both the feminine and the masculine were in some sort of just retraction energy last year. We were all kind of in our own energy, our own little cocoons, and we are going to be stepping out of that. And as we've been saying, April to August look to be more active months. The first few months of the year, we're still kind of sloughing off some of this old energy, if you will. Celine represents the fullness of life, incorporating all phases of light and darkness in her shining. These are about the lessons that you've learned, feminine, with the dark and the light. And it's like the lessons of one is not better than the other. We learn from the dark, and oftentimes we learn more from the darkness than we do from the light. We learn more from our pain. Our pain teaches us deeper lessons than the light can, because we move through the darkness. We move through those lessons, the pain and the heartache and the anger. And what's on the other side of that is always transformation. So you know how I've been talking about the masculines falling recently and how significant that is. What is happening on the other side of that is transformation. I'm seeing it every day, guys, in my group, with my group here. Okay, I'm seeing it every day. Someone's coming to me, they're messaging me. They are, most of them are sharing with the group because they want to let others know that this is possible, that this is happening, and that this is real. Because as I've said, there's been a loss of hope and faith. So a lot of people have kind of turned away from readings and turned away from the whole twin flame journey. And we've all been called to do that at various points in our journey, right? We've all been called to turn away and just take a break and take a breather. So this is the energy for the masculines now, the Lady of the Lake. As in many traditions in which a goddess bestows kingship, the Lady of the Lake, a mysterious Celtic goddess, gave King Arthur the sword Excalibur and thus established his power and his right to be king. So she was a very significant part of his coming to power, of him taking ownership of his power. Before he died, Arthur restored the sword to her, and it now remains with her beneath the waters of the deep. This is about those deep emotions that the masculine feels for the feminine. And right now, what I feel like this represents is the gratitude he feels for your presence in his life. He's going back with conversations that he's had with you, feminine. He's like, wow, she really was always just trying to help me. She really was trying to love me, and I didn't see it. Or I saw it, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't recognize it, because to him, love has been abusive. Love has been manipulative. Love has been pain. And my masculine said that from the very beginning. We hurt those we love the most. And I'm like, no. We love those we love the most. That is not a storyline that I wanted to perpetuate. That was part of my healing for my generational trauma with my bloodline. Something I'm still working on is love does not equal pain. Love does not equal suffering. Life does not have to be just suffering. Yes, there will be suffering. There will be pain inevitably. You're in this human form and human skin, having these human emotions and human conditions and depravity, and what we're experiencing right now, division and hatred and competition and all of these things that we're experiencing, that we are absolutely just taking the sword to. But ultimately, guys, what's happening is the masculine is realizing really the depth of his connection to you. And he's like, wow, I have tried to let this woman go, or to let this man go, and I just cannot do it. I'm not capable. It's not possible. I've tried to let her go, and then I just dream about her, and then I see signs of her, I see her name, I feel her around. And what I feel is happening right now with a lot of feminines is you are feeling your, and I'm going to talk about this in the Patreon post also in more detail, but you're feeling your masculine's pain. You're feeling what, your masculine is feeling what you felt for the past several years. The tides have turned and the feminine has become so distant. The feminine has really closed the door in a sense to the connection the way it was, okay? She says, I don't want that connection if that's what it's going to be, is pain and misery and rejection and heartache and abandonment and all of that. I've learned those lessons, and now I want to learn through joy, and I want to learn through love, and I want to learn through peace and ease. And so she's really working with her ancestors. There's a lot of ancestor energy around. She's working with her guides to really bring forth what she desires versus what she doesn't. She's really focusing on what she does. And what that's doing to the masculine is it has forced him into this place of being humbled by this journey and being humbled by the lessons being learned, being humbled by his love for his feminine, the recognition of the divine in her, and therefore the recognition of the divine in himself, which is what he struggled the most with. There's a resurrection happening with the masculine, or that will happen this year, because water is, a source of creativity. It's a source of life, right? We're born in a balloon of water, if you will, in the womb, right? And the lake here, the Lady of the Lake, says it represents both the source of creative power and the land of the dead, life-giving in death or renewal. So there's that. This comes up in every reading, guys, and it's been coming up for like 8 months now, 9 months, I don't even know. And it's this scorpionic death and rebirth energy. It's the resurrection. It's the phoenix rising. And it also talks about your consciousness, your subconsciousness, and what's happening in those realms, because the water is mysterious. If you're a water sign out there, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, you know this, or you have significant placement in water signs. Water it's a deep element. Still waters run deep. And for a lot of these masculines, they lied to themselves for a long time about the way that they felt about you. And wow, it says she can give us the energy we need to rule our lives. Yeah, they lied. They lied about how they felt. They lied about, they just lied to themselves. They got into these connections and these jobs, and it doesn't represent who they truly are or what they want. And what's happening now is a dismantling of corporate America and the corporate world. And this is not to scare those of you who are in the corporate world, but you're feeling it on some level, whether you're conscious of it or not. And what's happening is a movement out of those areas, a movement to work from home, a movement to spend more time with your family, your kids, your children, whatever you want to be doing, like a more of a work-life balance like they have in countries in Europe, versus this work, and then you die. Then you get sick and you die because you're chronically stressed out, you're in fight or flight mode, your adrenals are drained, and then you get sick, and then you're miserable, and then you retire, and then you die. That's sort of the cycle that, at least here in America, and I know in other countries, that we've perpetuated, and it's sick. It's sick. We live in a sick world. People are chronically sick. And so what can we do to step away from that? What can we do to cultivate and create abundance in a way which doesn't strip us of our health and strip us of our conscience and strip us of our morality? These masculines have, in a sense, sold their soul and had to rise to the top guys, let's talk about this for a second before I pull these tarot cards. We were talking about this, having this discussion last night in my group. Now, and that's one of the benefits of the group coaching, by the way, is you get a private group of however many people sign up for that program. This group is, I think, 31 people. That is not a lot of people, and not everyone participates in the group. So we have about 15 people that regularly participate and a few more that come in and out. So you get to form these friendships, you get to form these bonds, you have constant support. I'm in the group almost every single day. You can ask them. I'm going to have testimonials from some of my clients in the group, and you'll see the support is daily. We're there for you, we support you, and I give, mini energy updates as much as I can every few days, sometimes more frequently within the group. But then you have each other and you get to bounce things off of each other of what you're going through on this journey of, is this normal? What can I do? Look, I'm struggling right now. And somebody in the group is going to be there to walk you through it. So we were talking about the dismantling of the good old boy club, that we have here in America, and how the masculine energy has been dominant. The masculine energy has made more money, and specifically the white masculine energy. And I don't want to get into politics here. It's not what this is about. It's not a discussion about race or politics or anything. But what I want to state here is that that's changing. And women, minorities have come in and said enough of this. And not only that, not only are we demanding equality, but we're demanding to be treated better. We're demanding to be treated equally, and we're demanding that we be respected, that all people, all beings be respected, and that our voices be heard. Enough of us not being heard, enough of us being overlooked. And so I'm seeing that within my group of powerful divine feminines and masculines, and I'm just, I know this is becoming more widespread, and I also know that if you're in that corporate world, masculines, in feminines, you're feeling that uneasiness because the structure is crumbling. You feel that. You may want to start thinking about what comes next. What comes next for you? You're going to feel fear in doing so. Let yourself feel the fear and do it anyway. Kyle Cease has a great book. What is it? I can't think of it. I read it a couple years ago, but he has a saying that you feel the fear, you do it anyway. In other words, I'm scared I'm going to fuck up, and I love it that, I'm scared that I'm not enough, and I love that. I'm scared I'm going to be abandoned, and I love that, because you start to embrace your fear. You start to love your fear, and you start to turn it into something that is transformative versus something that's limiting. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, these cards are a little challenging to shuffle here. There we go. Usually once I get going, they're okay, except I just pulled like 18 cards. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I've shuffled them really well, so we're gonna choose to do it this way. So what I'd like to do here is pull I don't really do reversals, so interesting. There's the Hanged Man. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards and let's talk about them. Now, the Adept is one step up from the page. This is the Knight, and this is the Knight of Swords here. Then we have the King of Pentacles. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. And then we have the Hanged Man. Typically not a favorite card in the deck. However, there's spiritual enlightenment that's happening here, okay, in this temporary pause. It's like a spiritual, not a kind of like a spiritual comma or spiritual question mark, if you will. This is the energy of the masculines, okay? Your inner masculine and the outer masculine, if there's a counterpart present. We each have feminine and masculine energies within us. You guys know this. You guys know this. And this represents the attainment of peace, the attainment, because the Pentacles is the realm of the 3D, the realm of the world we have chosen to descend into. And yes, it was a descent from above, a descent from a much higher vibration. We decided to come here at this present time for this great awakening, the Age of Aquarius. This is the energy that both twins are striving for, and that really deep down they envision this life together, this stability that they can offer each other, because it hasn't been very stable in the past. It's been a lot of seesawing, a lot of juggling, a lot of back and forth, a lot of in and out, a lot of questioning and the inability to commit. Not just on one side, but on both sides, because your counterpart, if it's a twin soul connection, your counterpart is you and another body. They reflect to you your own fears. They reflect to you your gifts. They reflect back to you where it is that you're limiting yourself or holding back. True story. True story. But this represents the ultimate stability and settling down and making that ultimate commitment to one another that you both truly desire. And then let's talk about the Knight of Swords for a minute. You see that he's got this beautiful or adorned coat. And the blue, to me, on the coat, if you can see, represents the throat chakra. We're experiencing a lot of throat chakra upgrades and healing at this time, many of you. The clearing of the throat, feeling like something is stuck in your throat. The coughing, okay, just the congestion. These are ascension symptoms. And you have this little thought bubble, if you will, and he sees himself. He sees a higher version of himself, okay? He's on this mountain, and he's kind of daydreaming, but he's manifesting. He's a manifester. And what he's bringing into focus there is, it's like he's graduated from the page level, which is a little more immature and usually younger energy, and the knight is ready to take action. He's walking this path of self-discovery, and because it's the swords, it's his mind. He's really, really, and that's what he's doing in this hanged man energy. He's really, really going, what can I do differently to get a different outcome? Okay? He's reflecting, as I've said, on this entire journey, this entire path. He's going back and looking at pictures. He's going back and looking at conversations you've had. He's going back in his mind and remembering the things that you've said to him about the experience. And he remembers when you said, one day you're going to be in my shoes and you're going to feel the pain that I'm feeling. And now he's starting to feel that, and he's experiencing the loss of you. And even if you're in communication, he's experiencing that you're quieter. He's experiencing that you've taken your power back. He feels that your energy has shifted, and it's shifting him. There's a lot of energy, just a lot of mental energy that's present right now for the masculine. And oops, what did I do with those cards? Oh, I'm looking for the deck that's right here. I wanted to get a card pulled for the feminine, so we're going to take this card. Seeker of Crystals. Interesting. So the feminine, we have the page. So we have the page energy, the page of pentacles. So this is like more of a childlike energy. And it's funny because look, you guys both have the glass balls here, but I'm trying to see. You know what? It's funny because I don't have my glasses on, but it looks like what she's looking at is a knight, if you will. Like you see in her crystal ball, it looks like she's looking at, it's a fiery energy, despite this being pentacles energy, earth energy. She's, in the seeker form, in the page form, you're awakening to a higher realm. And there's this overall sense more and more and more for you, feminine, that there's more to this life than what meets the eye. There's more to this life than working, your entire life just to die. There's more to this life than pleasing other people. There's more to this life than keeping up with the Joneses in appearance's sake, and kind of having to wear a mask around certain people. This is a very feminine energy. This is a very masculine energy. And she's really experiencing right now, she's experiencing the joy of discovering the beauty of this next level of spiritual awakening, spiritual ascension. However, that being said, the physical symptoms for many people, I don't want to downgrade these because I've been experiencing them myself, and it's pretty much pure hell right now. The symptoms have been dragging on for weeks and months, really. And even though this might be a beautiful time in many ways, it's exhausting for her, and it's like she knows that what's around the corner, what's around the bend, is more discovery, but she's just tired. She just wants to rest. That's a soul level exhaustion. And it's, I mean, the masculine's over here like planning mode and then retreat mode. So that's also zapping some of her energy, because you guys feel one another. He feels you and your energy, and you feel him. Nothing wants to come out here. The cards are very quiet. Feminine, Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, and Helpers in the Subtle Realms. You can see the Ascended Masters gathered here. Beautiful, beautiful. You're in really good company, feminine. You know, they're just telling you, like, and you can see the chakra alignment here. You're not alone. You can ask for help from your team, ask for guidance, ask for help, ask for, you know, answers and clarity. And they want you to know that you don't have to feel the burden of doing this journey alone, like, especially in the absence of your counterpart, the absence of support from family and friends. Or just feeling like your world is crumbling, because the world that we knew it is crumbling. We're already in that, guys. We're already in that crumbling stage. It's happening. The world is having a tower moment where it's not like, I don't see it being one big event. I see it being, it's already happening. We're living in it. You know, you see the bare shelves in the grocery store. You're feeling it. You're experiencing it. Real estate prices are absurd, asinine right now. It's great. It's a seller's market. It's definitely not a buyer's or renter's market. So, you know, and there's going to be shifts and changes in the financial world, and that's going to have a ripple effect on everyone and everything. And all of these things are coming as the North Node and South Node have shifted. Now we have North Node shifting into Taurus, South Node shifting into Scorpio. Some very interesting, very powerful, transformative. There's the Scorpio energy of birth, death, and rebirth, and that's what's happening. Old systems are collapsing and dying, new systems are being born. So this node change this year is extremely important. Astrologers are talking about it like crazy. The fact that we're having this shift North Node into Taurus is, it's changing the systems. Taurus is about the 3D, the physical world that we're living in. It's about the changes. Taurus speaks to the house of money, the house of resources, how that's going to shift and change now. So, you know, you have your own personal North and South Node, and then you have the North and South Node of the world, okay, of the planet. These are very important energies. I might even do a dedicated video to this because it's that important. So yes, there's a lot going on right now. The masculines, trust me, especially if your masculine is in the corporate world, or money, power, you know, greed have kind of ruled their energy. They're feeling this. It's so funny. Look at this. So the feminine got the Council of Light, and the masculines are getting the Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Look at the mirroring, the beautiful healing mirroring going on there. So you guys can both pull some really healing vibes and energy from one another right now. You are the Oracle. And look at this. So here, how beautiful. Here we have the rainbow chakra. You can see the rainbow chakra energy, and here we have the crystal or light chakra energy. So the chakras are being aligned in both counterparts, which probably means you're feeling your counterpart more than ever right now after a period of stagnation and after a period of both of you being in hibernation. And the masculine is realizing that he is the Oracle, that this is time to speak truth. It's time to embody the truth, and it's time for him to completely let go of caring what other people think about him or his journey or what it looks like or the choices he's making, and especially who he loves and who he's choosing to be with. In the past, you know, he was a people pleaser, and he wanted, and the feminine was too, just at different times. He wanted to make sure everyone around him was happy and he wasn't burning any bridges, and he sacrificed his own happiness and peace for the sake of other people's happiness and peace. And he put a lot of people first, but what really bothered the feminine was she felt like he never put her first. And so he was putting everyone first but her, and that's because he wasn't able to put himself first. You see? If he had put himself first, he would have put you first. He would have been able to put you first. That's why you had to walk away, and that's why there had to be some form of separation, because he had to be able to learn how to put himself first, and that's self-love, and they lacked it. They lacked it. I witnessed it firsthand in my connection. You don't have self-love, you don't like yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't accept yourself, there's no way you can call in your true divine counterpart. You can't, the glue isn't there. And that's what we were missing. The glue wasn't there in the connection because the masculine was not able to choose for himself and make decisions based on what he wanted, not what someone else needed or wanted from him. Okay, so I'm going to end this reading here, pulling a card for each, the feminine and masculine, from the Hero's Journey Oracle. Don't forget to check out Patreon. I will be posting there. I don't know what time exactly, but later today there will be a post, and it will give you energy updates and really go into detail about why we are feeling the emotions we're feeling, why we're experiencing a lot of this anxiety, and why it is that the journey has been so tumultuous, and just a lot of questions being answered, guys. A lot of questions being answered. So don't forget to check it out. It's another way to support the work that I'm doing. These videos are free on YouTube. Yes, I have ad placement, as does almost every other creator, because that's how we make our money. But Patreon, there's 3 tiers, $5, $10, and $25 a month. It's whatever you can afford. And it's a monthly subscription, so you can cancel anytime you'd like to. And it's just such a good way to support creators and to support all of the work that we're putting out for you as a collective. It's a lot of energy. I don't think people realize the energy that goes into not only doing these verbal readings, but also the written readings. It will take me, because I tend to post longer posts on there, it'll take me 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, sometimes longer, because I'm editing and I'm making sure that everything I want is in there, and making sure, like, as the energy updates come in, I might edit more. So those are hours worth of energy that I put into those posts. And there's a reason I do written readings on Patreon and not so much the video readings. There's a reason for that. I am a writer. That is one of my gifts, and my energy comes through much clearer in written form. Okay. Geez, so much background noise today. Sorry about that, guys. It's never peaceful when I try to do a video out here. Okay. Masculine. Discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. You know, I feel like this is the masculine doing a dance with you. Yeah, I see this being the masculine and this being the feminine. Masculine, feminine. Discovering his superpower, and let's check into the feminine here. Her energy's being a little more, look at that, a little more elusive. Say, oh God, you guys are mirroring each other like crazy now. Say yes to your higher calling. Be a human exclamation mark. Look at that beautiful, curvaceous woman there. Look at her in her power. Look at her just, she's reaching for the light. This is amazing. So you're both, say yes to your higher calling and be a human exclamation point, or discover your superpower. It's like you guys are mirroring each other, just like you did here with the Council of the Light and the Pillar of the Light. So you guys are actually on the same page right now. This is what my guides are telling me. This is what this is translating to, is you guys are on the same page. And not only that, but there's an air of confidence, okay, and in these cards, very much an air of confidence about what your next steps are. And you know what I see here, feminine, is the embodiment. It's that moon energy, you know, that you embody and inhabit, and it's the energy of, look at it's very round, voluptuous energy, very sensual energy. There's a merging. You're merging with your environment, you're merging with your higher power, you're merging with the divine, and you're not afraid to reach for what it is that you desire. Yeah, that's scary to do so and leave it's scary, of course, to leave our, you know, what we know behind, but it's even scarier to think about not changing and staying in the same place, and 5-10 years from now being the same place. You're being led to the right people, places, and opportunities and experiences, feminine. You're being led to that. And you know, the divine is saying pack lightly, and I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, maybe a month or so, that there's a lot of moves on the agenda for the feminine this year. So that's why this card is saying pack lightly, and know that life is ever changing and you can say yes to all of it, and you just have to release in order to open your hand out to accept it more. And then, you know, it's basically saying that you're ready, feminine. You're ready. And what's interesting about this is, in the hero's journey, there are different layers, or different chapters, if you will. And right now the feminine is in the call to adventure like aspect of her journey, which I love, inviting in more adventure and fun. And then the masculine's over here, and he's in the 8th stage, and this is the supreme ordeal. And this is it, you know. After this, we go into the reward stage, and then the journey back home, then the resurrection, and then returning with the elixir, with the gold, which is, of course, self-love, which is, of course, oneness, returning to source, if you will. But the supreme ordeal is discovering his shadow. So maybe this is him discovering himself, but I swear this looks like a man and a woman. Discovering your shadow and playing with it and embracing it, right? Embracing the anger, embracing the shadow aspect, the parts of yourself that you don't like, that you've denied yourself, because that's where you're able to bring in the light, and letting the shadow empower you rather than limit you, or make you kind of crawl back into yourself and restrict yourself and shrink. Allow yourself to expand. You know, the masculine has been shunned. The masculine's been ostracized. They've been told to suck it up. Boys don't cry, suck it up, don't be a wussy, right? Don't be a pussy. And the masculine's learned to stow away his emotions and push them down, and basically to put on a mask. And feminines, you know how exhausting that is, because you've done it, you've lived that. And you just one day said, fuck it, I am done with pretending to be something I'm not. I'm done trying to fit the mold of some bullshit rule of society that says you have to be a certain way, look a certain way, act a certain way. I can be masculine and feminine. I can be both strong and sensual. I can be both loving and kind, and also firm and fierce. I don't have to choose one or the other. I don't have to wear dresses if I don't want to. I don't have to wear makeup, or I can wear a lot of makeup and wear flowy dresses and still be a badass motherfucker in the boardroom. I can do it all. And so that's what is happening here, is the masculine is realizing where it is that he's restricted himself by putting on the mask, even with his feminine, and especially with himself, and where it is that he pushed her away because she couldn't accept anything inauthentic. She would only accept authenticity, and he could not offer that. It wasn't on the table because he didn't even know what that was. He didn't know who he was. And now he's taking a bite, he's taking a chunk of authenticity. He's tasting it. It used to taste sour to him. It was scary, and now it's starting to taste sweeter. So this is where the counterparts are at, guys. I'm going to end the reading there. This was like the longest reading I've been able to do since I've been unwell. And thank you guys for your support. I'm still not quite 100%. The insomnia is really making it challenging. But I would say I'm about 95% now. And just send you guys a lot of love and support on your journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're interested, check out the Patreon post. I'm not sure which tier I'm going to post it on yet, so you might want to wait until that comes out. Or you just go over there and decide you want to go ahead and become a supporter now. It's up to you. But I will post on the community tab and let you guys know when that post is ready. You can check that. You can check updates for that. That's a wall. So it'll be a written post, and hopefully it'll assist you guys and give you guys more clarity and more insight, because there's a lot of murky energy. There's a lot of just heavy, murky energy, like a blanket of that's happening through December, January. So I want to guide you guys through here to the end of the month and beyond. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.